This is Dr. Helen Roy, who has been sweeping, and in the ladybird net, what have we found, Helen?
Well, I thought I saw a ladybird in there. It was a little yellow one with some black spots.
Okay.
There it is.
Here we are. Don't know if you can see that at home.
So it's not the archetypal ladybird, which is many people think of as red with black spots, often 7 spots. This is a yellow ladybird. It's got very square spots on it. It is quite a common ladybird, and it does feed on aphids, pest insects, so people are very pleased to see it around, particularly the farmer who's farming in this field, because it'll be eating the aphids on the wheat.
Now, why are numbers down?
So ladybirds, like many insects, require a bit of warmth to get going, and this wet weather as well, the combination of the wet and the cold is really taking a hit. Last summer, at the beginning of 2012, in the springtime, there's such large numbers of 7-spot ladybirds around. People were just absolutely amazed and just enjoying it very much. And then we just had that long, wet summer, and unfortunately that just really hit the 7-spot ladybirds and some of the other species as well. And unfortunately this spring we just haven't seen the same numbers coming out of overwintering, and the weather's continued.
Yeah, with lots of insects, aren't they, victims of the weather? Now, I think we've got some pictures that we can show you now of the harlequin ladybird, which is not native to these shores. And what has the impact been of that? Because we've heard that has had quite an impact, hasn't it?
Yes, the harlequin ladybird arrived in 2004. It was introduced into mainland Europe's biological control agent. And in our research, we've been looking at the data that people send to us of their observations of ladybirds all across the country. And we have some of those records from before the harlequin arrived. So we looked at those, and we looked at the ones after the harlequin. And for 8 species that are all quite common species, we saw that 7, the harlequin ladybird was having an effect on them. And the one that was affecting most is the 2-spot ladybird, which is quite a small ladybird. We would have seen it historically a lot. It occurs in the same places that harlequin ladybirds occur, so it lives in trees. Harlequin ladybirds will move to other places as well, and so will the 2-spot, but they both really like trees. And it's smaller than the harlequin, and the harlequin ladybird is both eating the 2-spot ladybirds, but is also out competing it as well. It eats the same food as it.
It eats the 2-spot ladybird? How very dare it. So if the number of ladybirds is going down, I mean, apart from it's bad news for the ladybird, does it matter?
I think it matters incredibly. I mean, it matters to me and to many other people because we love to see all of the 47 ladybirds around, the different species. But also they do perform a very important role within our environment. Many of them are aphid predators. Some also feed on mildew. They have a whole variety of different lifestyles. And all of those lifestyles are an important part of the environment which we value around us. So yes, I think it's extremely important that we get concerned about these things.
Helen, do you mind having another sweep for us?
Not at all.
We'll just watch that for a moment. This is how you find ladybirds, everyone at home. I've never seen it before, but you sweep. Now, while Helen carries on doing that, I'm going to show you her new app, which may not sound very exciting. It's called I Record Ladybirds. And if you want to help Helen in her research, you can download it. If you spot a ladybird, you can take a photo and then identify the species. Look at all these different types. Who knew there were so many different types of ladybird? Water larch, 11-spot, 5-spot, 7-spot, you name it. Here they are. And you can put your photo in, identify exactly where you are, and send it off, and that will help Helen as she carries on doing her research to find out exactly what's happening to the various different species of ladybird and what we can do to try and restore their numbers.